Welcome to Sunday Dusk. And here's your host, Corvus Twig.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. You're too kind. You're too kind. You're too kind. No, I said you're being too kind. Stop it. Stop it. Yeah, okay. Welcome, everybody. Oh, my gosh. It's the first stream of the new year. The first 2024 Sunday Dusk, in which I realized that all my files, I was doing like month, day, year. So when I sort them, now, like, these ones are at the top when they should be at the bottom. I should have started with year and then month and then date. So now all my files are, like, gonna be off, and I don't want that. I want off files. Whatever. It's fine. I'll figure it out. It's fine. These double-digit months. I did use double-digit months, but the problem is that when I get to, like, May, it's gonna be, like, May 2024 is mixed in with May 2023. Yeah, year. Yeah, gotta start with year. Whatever. It's fine. Well, it's been a great weekend. It's my lady bird's birthday today. We went out to brunch, and then we went for Mexican food, and we just had a nice, lovely, relaxing weekend. And yeah, it was great. So ow! And he sounded through a potato at me. Anyway, we're going to have a good time tonight. We got a great guest. We're going to do things a little different from now on. 2024, there is no longer the 13 questions. I mean, it's still going to ask like all the same questions, but it's going to be a little different. You'll see what we do. Ow. Ladybird, how many spots? I can't tell you how many spots. That's not for you to know.
Squishy.
Yeah, it's squishy. It's not for you to know. Anyway, we've got a lot of great stuff planned for this upcoming year. We're going to be hopefully debuting a couple new shows on CTTV. Maybe have Return of Jeopardy a few times. I mean, of course, we're going to have that. But look out for Twig's Missing Movies, a movie podcast in which we watch a movie that I've never seen before and talk about it. And hopefully you're going to start a show called Conspiracy Corner, where we watch crazy, stupid conspiracy videos on YouTube and make fun of them. So yeah, it's gonna be great. Benta say Axie is a guinea pig for the new question. No, Axie's next Lotl, not a guinea pig. Come on, get that right. Come on. Yeah, send the best for first. Oh, we're excited for it. Let's see. Nothing else that's too much exciting going on. Yeah, we're gonna have a great time. Birthday celebration's gonna be in about a month, but yeah. Well, why don't we get to the news? We should get to the news. I think we should get to the news. And some of this news is a little bit older because, like, I can't find great stories. It's been 3 weeks since we've had Sunday Dusk. 3 weeks. Can't believe it's been 3 weeks. It's so many weeks. All right. Well, our first story comes from the land of the rising sun. Glorious Nippon. A 55-year-old Japanese man had a little problem in his house. You see, there was some cockroaches in the house. And what's the way to get rid of cockroaches? Poison. And he decided he was going to fill up his apartment with poison gas and was spraying it around trying to get rid of these cockroaches. And, well, he succeeded in getting rid of the cockroaches, but then he learned a little bit something. Because turns out large concentrations of bug spray is explosive. Yeah, he blew up his apartment. Yeah, so he's down on the island of Kyushu, and he decided to fill it up until kill the pest. And then the apartment was large and so big that the balcony window completely blew out and scorched a bunch of things. But, well, luckily he was unharmed. I mean, he had minor injuries, but not nothing nothing too serious. Nobody else was hurt. There's some damage, and luckily the fire dissipated pretty quickly and was able to be put out without damaging the rest of the apartment building. But that couldn't have been a good few seconds there. Did the roach survive? I believe. Ow! I believe the roach did not survive. I tripped. Ow! Thank you, Archangel Dunch. Ow! It's okay. It's enough with the paints already. So many paints. Yeah, yeah. So, this is Corvus Twig's top home tip of the day. Don't create an explosive amount of flammable gas in your apartment, even if it can. Okay. Don't do it. Just don't do it. It's my advice. Just don't do it. There's better ways to get rid of cockroaches. Actually, I don't know if there is. Cockroaches are sneaky little guys. They're tough to deal with. I don't know if you can actually get rid of cockroaches. Maybe this is the best way to get rid of cockroaches. I don't know. I haven't had to deal with them. Yeah, use his flamethrower. Yeah. Just hold up a lighter and the bug spray bottle and boom. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work real good. That works real good. So thank you for Marusha Muzaffar from The Independent for your article. Blaze was so huge it blew out a balcony window in this bizarre tale of man versus cockroach. Lovely. Our next story is also an international story. This one is a true crime story. Coming from a small Italian village called Vasto Girardi. Somebody had been going around the village and finding cars that were parked on the street and slashing their tires. Oh, it was terrible. They didn't know who was slashing the tires or what the motivation could possibly be, but lots of people found their tires had puncture wounds in them and they were flat. And they set up cameras to try and figure out who the culprit could possibly be. And they found the culprit. And the culprit's name was Billy. And Billy is a dog. It's Billy the dog. He's gone around biting tires. So, yeah, everyone was just like, who's doing all this? We gotta figure it out. So, yeah, the police installed CCTVs cameras, and several times this dog named Billy was caught. No, Bentai, you got it wrong. Can't bark there, mate. So yeah, apparently the dog had a slightly bit of an issue with their teeth and was causing pain on them, and he, to relieve the pain, chewing on rubber made it feel better. And what was the best source of rubber he could find? Cars, tires. So luckily Billy was then able to get his, it was actually a canine gingivitis, and they were able to treat his gingivitis, get him the proper things to chew on, and luckily this crime spree of slashed tires has been put to rest. And Billy has been rehomed and is now, yeah, Billy's, now the thing is, Billy's owner, who's pictured down there, the police have not yet decided if they're going to hold him financially responsible for Billy's little crime thing. So, yeah, I said rehomed, and it doesn't look like he's been rehomed. I misread that. Yeah, he's back at home and not chewing tires anymore, thankfully. What a silly dog. Come on, Billy. Do better, Billy. Do better, Billy. Okay. Now, if y'all know me, you know that I enjoy playing with my VR headset. Got my Index. It's a good headset. But turns out crows can use VR, but turns out there's another animal that has recently been using VR. And that is mice. That's right, folks. They have made miniature VR headsets for mice. And you may be wondering why. Are they trying to have a mouse, see if a mouse can play Half-Life Alyx? Or if a mouse can successfully meet people in VR chat? No, that was not the case. What they wanted to do was test a mouse's physiological reactions to swooping birds of prey. So they put on these VR goggles to make the mouse think that they're out in a big open field, and then they projected the image, as you can see on the monitors there, of a large hawk swooping down from above to attack the... Ah! You got a giant Rodney. Giant Rodney's so big. It's the giant bird of prey! Okay, so, but yeah. Yeah, it's... It was to test to see how the brain reacts when presented in a life or death scenario. So the conclusions of the study have not come out yet because well, they're true scientists. Takes a while. Takes a lot of study. But I just think it's kind of neat. Kind of neat that they made tiny little VR headsets for the mice, and apparently it works. Apparently works pretty good. Pretty weird though. But yeah. Just tiny little VR screens, and only so they can play a video of an owl swooping down at the mouse. And I am looking forward to the results of this study because I'm not sure what the heck they're going to find out, but who knows? Might be useful for humans someday to just know how I don't know, to develop something to make us better at running from predator. I don't know. I don't know what the purpose of this is. Look, science is science. We like it. So thank you, Anthony Cuthbertson, for your article, Scientists Put Tiny VR Goggles on Mice to Learn How Animals Think. Oh, also for the previous one, thank you to Quadria Adamujo for the canine culprit dog named Billy behind mysterious tire slash in Italian village. Gotta thank my sources. Because, I didn't write these articles myself. Now, we've got mice playing VR. We've got dogs slashing tires. But mice and dogs, they got reasonable intelligence, but, kind of middle of the road as far as animal intelligence goes. But, think what are the smartest animals? Obviously, corvids at the top. Corvids at the top, parrots at the top. But, what about mammals? There's some pretty smart mammals. We got chimps and bonobos. They're pretty smart. But people have often considered that one of the smartest mammals to be an aquatic one, and that is the dolphin. But luckily, dolphins are in the water. Not a whole lot they can do. All they have is fins. Just fins. There's nothing they can do with fins, so they're not really much of a threat. Because if they ever developed opposable thumbs, we'd be in real Uh-oh. Everybody, I have bad news. The dolphins are growing thumbs. The dolphins are growing thumbs! Oh, God! There was a dolphin in the Gulf of Corinth who was photographed. It has thumbs! What are we gonna do? This dolphin seemed to be moving around just fine and was able to move that little bit of its flipper a little bit like a thumb. They're starting to evolve thumbs, people. This could be the end of times. They're like, climate change is getting too bad. We gotta start evolving if we're gonna figure something out. We're doomed. We're doomed, people. Oh God, what are we gonna do? So yeah, 30 years of surveying dolphins in this area. This is the first time this has ever been seen. What are they gonna do? Oh no. So yeah, they spotted it, and well, I don't know what we're gonna do about this, folks. Maybe the thumb isn't quite useful yet, but it's just step one. It's just step one. In 100 years, who knows? They might all have thumbs, and then they're gonna start building things, and then they're gonna take over the world in their little dolphin tanks. And yeah, actually, I'll be okay with that. I bet crows would join an alliance with the dolphins. I like the dolphins. They seem all right. Gotta take down the humans somehow. Of course, they do say it's thumbs. If I don't know, I kind of look at that and I kind of see a bottle opener. I think that might be a bottle opener, not a thumb. But it's what it is. It's a nice little thumbed dolphin. So thank you for the article, Extremely Rare Dolphin with Thumbs Photographed in Greek Gulf by Sasha Pear of Live Science. So thank you so much for your article. Thanks to all my sources. The Dolphins drafted Dan Marino. Can't be all bad. Oh, yeah. These Dolphins just going to be throwing footballs around. I think the Dolphins did clinch the NFC South today. So there we go. There we go. All right. Well, that's enough for the news. I'm going to go hop behind my desk. Well, you've seen her in the chat. I think it's not really a surprise. It is time to welcome on my guest for the day. You've seen her on Jeopardy before. You've seen her hanging around. She's a friend of friends and a pretty slick person. Everybody, I would like to welcome a wonderful lady who's a wonderful 3D modeler. Everybody, give a cheer for Axie Lotls.
Ooh, yeah. Hello, it's me. Yay. So cool. So mean. So great. Whoa. Hello. Mwah. Mwah.
Yeah, welcome. Well, Happy New Year to you. How the heck are ya?
Thank you. Man, Twig, those were some crazy articles.
I know, right? The dolphins have thumbs. Wait,
What is that?
Axie Lotls have thumbs, right?
I think so.
But
I do.
They're just cute little guys who live in a single lake in Mexico.
Exactly, and regrow our limbs whenever the fuck we want.
Yeah. Well, actually, I learned recently that wild axolotls and most of the axolotls that you see in photographs actually look pretty different. Like,
I would imagine so. I mean, there's been so many that have been, like, bred in captivity. That something has to happen there, right? Like you would think.
It's mostly the color.
Color, yeah.
The ones that live in the wild in the lake are kind of a greenish brown.
That would make sense.
And then, yeah, we get to see some cool pink ones, kind of like
there are pink ones and like black ones and blue. Like there are just so many different colors.
Yeah. You do seem kind of domesticated, I guess. Yeah,
I am.
Yeah, you live
I'm
in
a little.
house.
I'm a little domesticated. Little. I like my hoodie. I like my tea. I like. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, it's a better life for it. Yeah, and I think something like 98% of the axolotl population is in captivity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they're,
it's crazy.
The Mexican government, that lake is like super, super protected. Like,
I have to imagine so.
Yeah, they're like, we do not want to lose our wild axolotls. So I'm glad that
because literally they like can't exist anywhere else in nature.
Yeah, they've tried to introduce them to other lakes and they don't take. It's something about
it's
that
so
one
random.
lake. It's the only place you want to live. It's kind of.
It's just magic. It's just magic. Magic. Good hot tub times. You know.
Oh, wait. Is that lake the fabled hot tub time machine?
Hush. No, I didn't reveal nothing. Twig.
I see our mutual friend Iris is in here. Hi, Iris.
Iris! Hi, Iris.
Iris was on a few months ago. They were a great guest.
Oh,
I love Iris.
I bet.
Yeah.
I mean, Iris is amazing, so...
Iris is pretty amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
Love their new design.
It's so cute.
It's much more green. I mean, I really liked their old design as well, but both designs are pretty cool.
The evolution like makes sense, you know, in your mind. Okay. Like there's a little bit of dark academia and now we're going like full goth, you know.
I mean, most goths I know are pretty academic.
It's true. We read a lot of books.
We do. Wait. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Like what's the story behind Axie Lotls?
Oh god. Well, I'm here. I'm queer, and I make 3D models. That's my catchphrase.
Good catchphrase.
I think it encompasses.
Be gay, do art.
Be gay, do art. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the biggest thing is, I mean, I've been doing commissions for about a year, and now I'm back at a full-time job, which has been a big change. An all right change, but still a change. It's nice to have money, man. Like to actually see the house on the horizon one day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's some good shit.
Yeah, it's nice to not have to give away money to a landlord.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Yeah. I just want on my own laundry and to be able to get a dog. That's about it.
Dogs are wonderful.
I've never had a dog.
They're pretty great.
Yeah.
They cuddle, pet them, take them for walks. It's good dogs. So,
Well,
I say it's like one of the things you haven't been streaming as much, but you've been really trying to focus a lot on your 3D modeling. So how'd you get into 3D modeling?
Well, a while ago, like when the pandemic was hitting and pretty strong, probably like 2020, pretty early on. Leaf and I got into like game design stuff because Unity, the program that we would use, has like a bunch of free classes and stuff out. So we got pretty heavy into that, and then he actually knew about VTubing. Was like, hey, this is something like you could do if you wanted to do it, but we should make your model because we can. Because we had started playing around with that. So he actually made most of my first model, other than I think the hair, which is just ratchet as all shit right now. And then I kind of went from there. Like I just made my own model for VTubing, and then friends asked if I could make them models. And then Ivorus was like, you should do commissions. And I was like, I don't know, maybe. And but yeah, so just from encouragement from friends, I decided to just say fuck it and do it. After graduating from my master's program, I was like, I'm just gonna take a year and see if I can like make this into something. And I did, which was very cool.
Yeah.
And I love it. Yeah.
Well, we've actually got some examples of some of the work that you've done here. So I'm gonna pop it up. That's a leaf because the images aren't. So here we have. That's nice tit. Nice tit.
It is a nice tit. It's an angry tit, but it's a nice tit.
Just start cycling through. So yeah, just some of your work up there. And so a lot of these, you're gonna have somebody else's 2D model and then the 3D model that you made.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're very cute. Kind of a lot of them I've noticed are very chibi style.
I do really like the chibi style, and I got a lot of commissions for it. I think it just kind of vibes in the community having like a chibi version of, your own model. And I really like making those. It's nice that I have, for those, I'm able to have like a base body that I work off of, so I don't have to make it all entirely from scratch.
Right.
So it saves, a couple hours to just have the body and then mess with the like face proportions instead of having to recreate the whole thing. So I think that's part of it, but it's just fun.
Work smarter, not harder. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool how much stuff you can do, and yeah, I've noticed that a lot of these are. Hey, speaking of Ivorus, there's Ivorus right there.
Look at the cutie.
Oh, such a cutie, such a cutie.
Look at that Ivorus.
Yeah, we love them. Yeah, I'm impressed. I have absolutely no idea how it even how do you even do it? Like, how does this like?
Oh,
Okay,
man.
like I understand the concept. Like if I'm making 2D art, like I have a canvas, I draw things on it, I manipulate it. How does it work?
Yeah.
What do you do?
It's like and like if you look in the gaming industry, right, which is what I want to focus on, building my portfolio, have this job making money while I build my portfolio so that I can work for a game company eventually. But when you look at like game company structure for things, like what I have to do as a 3D artist by myself doing this stuff is like 3 or 4 different jobs in the gaming industry. It's kind of insane. So you have your base like building blocks, and I would say it's kind of like sculpting, like if you ever did like pottery stuff, you could kind of equate it to that in a way. But you build your base model out of these basic shapes, and you just kind of slowly build it up from there. Then you have to unwrap everything and actually make it 2-dimensional so that you can texture it. So 2D art really comes into play there. So if you have that background, it helps, I think, quite a bit. Then you have to rig everything so that it can move, like put bones in, weight paint it to the bones so that it can move, and then set it up in whatever program you're doing, plus making all for VTubers anyway, the shapes for, mouth movement, stuff like that, fun animations if you want to pull that in. And like I said, in the gaming industry, that's like at least 3 different jobs. So it's kind of crazy, all the stuff you have to learn to get started. It's very cool though.
And did you say you took classes for this, or is this all self-taught?
The 3D art stuff is a lot of self-taught. I think Leaf got into it a lot more originally, so I would be able to ask him questions as we went. we did take a couple courses, but for the VTuber side of things, excuse me, it's a lot of like looking at YouTube videos, watching YouTube videos at like 0.25 speed because they're freaking speed modeling the entire design and all of the weight paint and everything. So it can be a lot of like weird dissecting of stuff. There are lessons though. But YouTube's free, so
YouTube is free, and yeah, the trick is just finding like a good tutorial with somebody who actually explains things instead of just like, here, let me show you how to do this, and then just do it on screen, and you're just like,
right.
Okay, so I just saw you do a thing, but that doesn't mean I understood why you were doing each step of it. Yeah,
Exactly. I think the hardest part is trying to understand the why of the thing, because I'm a very visual person. So like, if you show me it, I can do it. I can set up no problem. But if I run into an issue, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, like, or why I'm doing it. So, yeah, 100%. And that's why, I mean, not to like plug or segue, but I'm gonna plug and segue. I did create just about a year ago a 3D artist Discord space to help with that, to help kind of aggregate all those tutorials together, to ask very specific questions once like Google isn't enough because you're getting like so specific that it just doesn't come up with anything.
Right.
And that's
Google's
why I made it
these days anyway.
Yeah, for real. Sometimes it's crazy.
We're not going to give you what you want. We're going to give you what was paid for and what ChatGPT came up with. In other words, all garbage.
Yeah, that's why I usually switch it to like, if I'm looking for something for Blender, over into like videos only, because then at least I'll get an answer somewhere from someone that's been playing around with this, you know?
Yeah, sometimes if you want to find an answer to a question, you just type in Reddit and then the question you're looking for.
Exactly. I've done that so much for like I've been looking for like a tablet that could run Blender on it. So I had to do that. Just type in the thing and like, what can run Blender? Reddit.
So do you use like a drawing tablet to 3D model?
So I have my like computer set up just like with a tower computer that I built a couple of years ago, and I have a Wacom, or as I like to call them, Wacom tablets, a little tiny one. But I did recently get a Surface Pro so that I could use Blender like at work on my lunch break. Or if it's like there's a lull and I wanted to work on something. So, yeah, that's a new thing. I'm still exploring it. I don't know how I feel about it yet.
Hey, it's just cool that we even have this technology available to us these days at somewhat affordable prices. I mean, sure.
I mean, fuck, the Surface was far more expensive than I ever wanted to pay for something, but it'll do all the things I want to do, and so I was like, fuck it, I can. So
like you said,
just gonna.
You said that you do commissions, so maybe part of it's kind of paying for itself after a while. You know?
That's fair. I do have to think about it kind of that way, and it was kind of my like birthday, Christmas, first job paycheck gift to myself, you know, which I'm lucky enough to be able to do, because Leaf and I both work and can afford to. So yeah, it does. There's kind of both.
Now, do you do any 3D modeling in your actual job, or is it still just a hobby that you hope to make a job at some point?
Yeah, no, so I work on my old grad school college campus working with grad students, which is like it fulfills that the like counselor wanting to help people side of me. Because I'm doing that, it's very like just kind of basic, straight up support. So nothing like that there, but I figured it would give me the time to kind of, in some ways, take a little bit of a step back from commissions so that I can work on building my portfolio in a way that will make me more hireable to jobs in like the gaming industry. And just be able to take the time to like kind of focus on that, what time there is, and make money so that I can get a house and then get a dog, because really the doggo is the goal.
Doggo is the goal? Any kind of breed in particular you'd love to get?
Nothing really. I know one that'll maybe not quite shed so much. I'm slightly worried that Leaf and I are allergic and we don't know it, you know?
Well, one thing I always I've heard works out really good as a recommendation is to go to your local animal shelter and do a foster program where, like, maybe you take care of a dog for a month.
Yeah.
Just to see how it works out, you know? And
that would be a good idea. Where we are right now, we can't have, like, any dogs, so the house would still need to be the first thing before even doing that. So that's...
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like that
idea. $500,000 for a 200 square foot house these days. So
yeah, I know.
It's fine.
It's totally feasible. Yeah,
totally feasible.
Totally makes it a lot. Just totally.
Well, you said you wanted to get into, like, game making and stuff. Like, what kind of game were you thinking? Like, what would be a dream game for you to make?
I don't know. Leaf and I have had so many ideas over the past few years that, like, we'll start on one idea and then we'll have another idea that we really like, so then we'll pivot and start on that idea, and then, so we keep having a lot of really fun ideas. And he right now is, like, kind of casually working on a VR game. Ooh. So I think something fun in there would be cool. I don't know how Say So or Ludsum I can be here, Twig. I should have asked beforehand.
Hey, look, just stay within the Twitch guidelines and we're okay.
Okay, well, I would love to make, like, a fun questionable anime game with 3D models at some point. I feel like that would be fun, like a dating sim, Yeah, totally just a dating sim.
It's just a dating sim, a nice wholesome dating sim. Take this girl up here right now on a dating sim. That's probably one of your VTuber friends.
100%.
A VTuber dating game.
I have thought of some people in the community to, like, voice different things, but more in the, like, Ludsum VTuber sphere to voice things. I just feel like that'd be so fucking cool, but...
I just realized, like, if HoloLive made, like, a dating sim with the girls...
right?
And, like, had them voice each of their own characters, like...
It would sell for, like, so much money.
Yeah. It wouldn't even have to be an 18-plus dating sim.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Oh man, no, it wouldn't, and it would just sell like gangbusters. I mean, it would be crazy.
The 18-plus VTuber dating one would be VChojo.
Yeah, there you go. 100%.
Yeah. Although you were telling me about one of your first jobs you ever had was working at a roller rink. Yeah.
So when this question came up, I, like, thought about it for a second. I was like, holy shit, yeah, that actually was, I think, my first job. I have to think. Yeah, so I was, growing up, I was actually a competitive roller skater. So I did...
Like racing? Or...
No, like what you see for ice skating? No, more like what you see for, like, ice skating at the Olympics. Is like 100% that. They're like, it was like that category, and then, like, another more boring category is not even worth mentioning. But yeah, so at the rink that I was at, I thought it was funny. There was, like, a snack bar, all sorts of stuff like that, and it was a regular roller rink, so they had, especially over the summer, lots of sessions that they went on, and the person that owned it, because I was there all the time taking lessons and things, told me that I could work behind the snack bar, but I had to say that I was, like, 16 or something. I don't know, I was like 14 or 15 at the time.
Uh-oh.
If anyone asked how old I was, I had to say that I was like 16 or something, because that was, like, the legal age. Like, they shouldn't have hired me, basically.
Hey, child labor.
Exactly. But it was like, we're desperate and you're here. Would you want to make some money? I was like, sure, I don't care. So I did it a couple times. It was pretty fun.
They paid you under the table with arcade tokens. It was
a little bit. Well, I mean, it was actual money, but, I could take a snack from the snack bar. They had, like, churros with, like, that really bullshit shitty nacho cheese.
Oh, God.
but it was like still good.
It's nothing but oil and salt and food
I
coloring,
know.
but we call it cheese.
So, I mean, it wasn't like a you come in every day, do this job kind of thing. It was like a every once in a while kind of thing, but it was fun. I was there all the time anyway, so it was like, might as well make money for the snacks I'm gonna buy later out of the vending machine.
So did you do like dance routines on roller skates to music and stuff?
Yeah, I did dance routine. Yep, exactly that.
What were some of the songs you danced to?
Yeah, one time it was I think my favorite one of my first ones was to one of the Shrek songs from Shrek. They were all instrumental songs, but like the main theme basically from Shrek, the very like fantastical one. Okay. I think that was one. I think I did like a Pirates of the Caribbean one at one time because I really loved that movie. I forget what it was. Like there was like a weird, like looking back on it, a kind of a weird sexist moment that happened with it. Or no, it was to Mulan. Like I had a female coach, but she thought some of the songs from like Mulan were too masculine to skate to. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean?
I mean, come on, I'll make a man out of you as a banger, even if it's like
no matter what, it fucking slaps. So who gives a shit? Like so there was some like that, and it was a pretty fun time.
Yeah, that does sound fun. I mean,
I probably did. Sorry, just to comment on Iverson's
like routines and dances and stuff on roller skates. Yeah, that's impressive stuff.
It's fun. It's definitely fun. And to Iverson's point, I probably did roller skate to Evanescence at some point, like wearing my headphones, just like with my iPod Mini, like. It probably did happen. I did love that song. So.
That was so emblematic of the gothy mid 2000s.
Oh, 100%. And of course, that was exactly when I was in like a freshman in high school. So prime pickings for just the goth like era, like full blown Hot Topic, head to toe, like. But that was when Hot Topic was like kind of all right. It was starting to get questionable, but it was still kind of all right, you know?
Yeah, well, that was a time when I was starting to get into a bunch of different kinds of metal myself. And so, like, you know, I was in college and I was, like, into the Iron Maiden and some, like, other, like, heavier stuff like there. So I was being just that obnoxious hipster of, like, yeah, Evanescence is just pop bullshit. Like, so I was probably...
Yeah, I get that.
I was too cool for Evanescence.
Too cool for Evanescence.
Evanescence is to metal what Avril Lavigne is to punk.
Probably too cool for Bullet for My Valentine too, huh?
Oh yeah, and then
yeah.
Whatever it is, what it is. Just like music. I mean, I at this point I'm at the point where it's just like, hey, people like what they like. Don't.
I don't really even listen to music that much anymore. I just put on Bob's Burgers and I listen to that.
Hey, Bob's Burgers has got some banging tunes in it.
Oh man, the songs in Bob's Burgers are like my favorite songs.
Has that show won any Emmys for music? It should have.
I feel like it should, because like there are so many songs from that show that I feel like I've heard other places, you know, like they're riffing off of like a Broadway tune or something. Yeah. But then I'll Google it and it's like, nope, that's an original song. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is so good. Are you kidding? This has not been on Broadway?
It's they've got quite the staff that clearly loves and a lot of their songs, they feel like they're kind of in like the Sondheim style almost.
Yeah, I mean music. It must be it must be something that like we're familiar with, right? Because it just sounds so much like something
more Sondheim than like Andrew Lloyd Webber style music, but you know. Maybe some of them are a little Weber-ish, but you know, clearly the writers of that show are fans of Broadway musicals.
Yeah, they're clearly Broadway geeks. Yeah, and
now
know
I
what
kind of want
to
have Lin-Manuel Miranda guest star on that show and have an original song.
My
because that
God,
pretty good.
That would be incredible.
I want to hear Tina and Jean singing a Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yes. Song. With Lin-Manuel Miranda being like, I don't know, like a transfer student or something.
Yeah, he could
like
he'd pull it off.
Yeah.
I mean,
he and Tina, like his character and Tina's character, she could have like her weird love triangle with
yes. Oh.
and Jimmy Jr.
One thing I really love about that show is that Tina is presented as kind of that weird, not hot girl at all, but she still has success with boys.
But she has the confidence. Like, it's all about that confidence. She's like, yeah, I'm hot shit. And then another episode, she's like, actually, I'm not hot shit. I don't know what I'm talking about. But by the end, she's hot shit again, you know?
Tina is the heart of that show.
Like, yes.
Tina is one of the best written characters in like adult animation I've seen.
I mean, I have to love Louise like almost the most because of the anime and the like assassin-y, just like, I'm gonna blow shit up, but like someone needs to get murdered, I'm gonna murder them. Like,
I legit want to get my own Kuchikopi.
I know, right? Like all of the stuffed animals.
Like,
I fucking know.
It's got to be available somewhere, right?
Right, that glows and everything.
Yes.
Yes. 100%. I want a Kuchikopi. And all her other stuffed animals. Like that flu episode where she like goes with all the stuff is so good. We love Bob's Burgers around here. Clearly, we're nerds for Bob's Burgers and some.
I haven't seen much of the newest seasons, unfortunately. But
yeah, see, that's my problem. Is that so? I go to sleep listening to Bob's Burgers because it's such white noise to me. Now that I just need something on while I sleep, and that's the best thing. But once it gets to like season 12, I'm like, all right, let's jump back to like season 2 or 3 or 1 or whatever.
It's just like there's only so far you can go, and it's like from what I've heard, the new seasons are like they're pretty much the same as the old seasons. But they're not doing anything new or interesting. It's just they're just spinning the wheels at this point, and it's just like or they'll try to make. I feel like my bigger complaint is that they'll try to make, more super emotional episodes, and it's like, this was not the vibe I signed up for. Like, we didn't need to go deep. We didn't need to go anywhere. We just needed like something funny happening in the background. Yeah. Who's your favorite character on that show that's not a Belcher?
That's not a Belcher? Oh, Zeke. I fucking love Zeke.
Zeke is great.
The fact that they never come back to Zeke being like phenomenal at cooking annoys me.
I know. It's like they had that like little aspect of him in the home extraurant.
Home extraurant. Yes. Yeah, I think it's got to be Zeke because he almost has like a Zuko arc, you know, like a little bit of a like redemption arc, because I feel like they try to present him as this weird, like almost bully character at one point, but he's not, and then he, you know, becomes adorable.
Well, I guess the thing is, like, I guess to describe Zeke is he's aggressive, but he's not necessarily cruel.
Yeah, I get that. Always wanting to like wrestle you, but that's his love language.
Yeah, and you know, he's with Jean at the museum, and he just wants to show where all the boobies are.
Yeah, well, are the boobies like? Why wouldn't you? That sounds like an amazing scavenger hunt to me. I mean, I would love to go on that scavenger hunt.
That museum episode that might be my favorite episode of the whole show.
Really,
you've got so many great moments because you've got Tina and the guy voiced by Jim Gaffigan, who's like the nerd guy, and them trying to figure out which of them is a bigger nerd. You got the whole thing with like the Jean and Zeke doing the sand thing, and it's the introduction of regular size Rudy.
Is that when regular size Rudy first?
Yes, because remember he got partnered up with Louise.
Well, and then Bob is awesome, isn't it? Yeah.
Who are you? I'm regular size Rudy. Why do they
call
you
I
that?
Swear he
just look at me.
See, this is the problem with having like cycled through them so much, is that I don't know when shit happens before other shit.
Yeah, Rudy didn't show up till season 3, and that's like, really?
Is that season 3? Okay. Yeah. I feel like one of my favorites is when the one-eyed snakes are first introduced.
Good old Mudflap and
yeah. Mostly because Louise is ready to murder a bitch. Like, she's like, how fucking dare you?
I like that character comes back a lot too. Now that's a character who's like
Yes.
actually a bully.
Yeah, he is actually a bully. Yeah, 100%. Sorry, for a second I thought you were talking about like,
not the
whoever the
motorcycle
new
gang guy.
leader of the whoever the new
what-
leader of the One Eye Snakes is. I don't remember his name, but he's so cute sometimes.
Yeah, God, what's his name? I know Logan is the name of the bully.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
God,
and that's when one of the best songs is the episode where Logan
Critter. That's his name, Critter.
Critter.
Yes, love Critter.
One of my favorite songs is the episode where Logan ends up working at the Bob's Burgers.
Yes.
And Boggs has his garden. That's a really great song. And then when Bob gets glued to the toilet seat.
Yes.
That's my other favorite song of like the whole show.
Yeah, one thing that the music in that it really does a lot that I've noticed is that they do the style of musical called a madrigal, where like they have different characters singing like different melodies over on top of each other.
It works. It
really
it's
works.
fun. It's really fun.
Yeah. I mean, most famous example of a madrigal over the last few years is We Don't Talk About Bruno.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
But we're not going to talk about that since in the night.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Ugh, God. What is with Disney? It's like Moana, crap. Encanto, crap. It's like they get a good movie like every 5 years now, and it's just like...
Well, I feel like the problem with... Okay, so I have a big complaint just generally for some media stuff around trauma things and how, like, in a lot of media, we just, like, you know, person that has inflicted trauma says, "Oh man, I'm so sorry," and then everything's fine now. Everything's so fine now. It's like that's not how this shit works.
Yeah,
want
a movie that deals with trauma?
Let's not promote that.
An animated movie that came out recently that actually deals with trauma and issues in an actually really good way is Nimona. Have you seen Nimona?
Gosh, yes, I have, but I like can't recall it at all.
Remember, it's like the guy who was like the knight, but
Nimona. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd have to watch it again to.
I mean, it's
before I could confidently say like I agree, you know, because I watched it once, but
it's definitely the gayest animated movie I've ever seen.
So cute, and fucking Eugene from Try Guys voices the prince dude, and it's just the best thing ever.
Well, I recommend Nimona to anybody. I think it's great. But yeah, it feels like Disney and Pixar are just kind of going stale, and then like Sony's like, hey, here's a Spider-Verse. And it's like, oh,
yeah.
So that's what animated movies can be.
I think a big part of it is just like the visual style. Like Spider-Verse is one of those things that I want to do like a little portfolio study on. Nimona would also kind of fall into that category. Blue-Eyed Samurai, stuff like that.
And then DreamWorks comes out with Puss in Boots: Last Wish, and it's like, what? DreamWorks can do this too?
Right, and because it's a thing, like it's a style that is gaining popularity. So of course, you know, all the big name places are going to figure out how they can do it.
10 frames per second is the new 60 frames per second.
But then you have Wish, which like the whole 3D 2D community was kind of like, this is a little meh. Why are you doing this?
Yeah, I haven't seen Wish yet, but from everything I've heard,
I haven't seen it either.
It's not bad, but it's just so middle of the road and bland.
Yeah. I feel like I haven't seen it, so I can't speak to plot, but based off of like visuals that I've seen in the trailers and stuff, it's just a really weird disconnect of styles. Like they wanted that kind of 2D style, but they wanted it done with 3D shit, which like you can do, but then the shadows look weird and it just, I don't know, something funky's off with it. In some scenes especially, but yeah, I think they just needed more time. But of course, it's Disney, so they're gonna be like, we want it when we want it.
We need to have an animated movie every single year.
Right, exactly.
We need to get that Oscar nomination, and then we get
and then they wonder why they like don't.
Yeah, like Raya and the Last Dragon sucked. Frozen 2 sucked.
I liked some of Frozen 2's songs. I feel like I jived with the songs and the like message of the songs a lot more than in the first one.
The reindeer rock opera in Frozen 2 was the best part of the movie. But like Into the Unknown was like, we're gonna try and recreate Let It Go, and then it fell flat to me.
Oh man, I feel like I don't like Let It Go, and I do like Into the Unknown. I'm like on the opposite side.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of either of them.
That's fair enough.
I'm trying to think, like, what is my favorite, like, Disney songs? And it's like, oh, do I have to go back to, like, a lot of them are the old villain songs, like Be Prepared,
I mean,
and Hellfire, and...
Yeah, or,
like,
fuck, what's the one from Aladdin that's, the genie sings?
Oh, yeah. You ain't never had a friend, you ain't... Or Prince
Ali.
Prince Ali,
yeah. I feel like that's my favorite.
That actually, the Prince Ali song was the best part of the live action remake.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Like, I didn't like actually, of all the live action remakes, the Aladdin one that I've seen anyway, the Aladdin was probably the least bad, but it was still unnecessary.
True.
It's like,
it's so unnecessary. Like,
give us live action remakes of Disney movies that weren't that popular. Like, let's give us a live action remake of The Black Cauldron or Treasure Planet.
Exactly.
Treasure Planet would work.
Okay, well, now I'm gonna let's see. Treasure Planet is fucking amazing. I don't know what you're on about.
I think it is amazing, but Treasure Planet was amazing, but it wasn't popular.
That's fair enough. I will give you that one. I don't know how it would do with a live action remake just because we have Sexy Cat Bay and Research Doggo Boy and how they would look in live action.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that would work, but they could do it, but
maybe.
or how about just not remake things that don't need to be remade?
That's my thing. Like, if you wanna,
in 15
I don't know.
years, nobody is going to be watching the Lion King remake, but everyone's still going to be watching the original because
the weird shit that they try to do with the animals in the live action, it's not actually live action. It's still all CGI. It just looks shittier.
Yeah, I say we don't need a live action Treasure Planet because we have live action. Semi-live action Treasure Island. We got Muppet Treasure Island, and that's just the best version of that story that could ever possibly be told. It's like the meme that's been going around. They say, like, Michael Caine was great in Muppet Christmas Carol because he treated the Muppets as fellow actors, and Tim Curry was great in Treasure Planet because he treated himself as a fellow Muppet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
instead of live action remakes, we should be having Muppet remakes.
Exactly. Or just like some... I feel like if, because a lot of those, especially original Disney, right? Like, Snow White, Cinderella, all those ones, those were all 2D, hand-drawn, frame by frame, like meticulous shit, right? Even if you just wanted to translate it into 3D, like, I imagine that would be... because all of these were made into live action in order to renew the contract so that they didn't go out as, what's it called?
Public domain type stuff?
Yeah, thank you, yeah. Public domain stuff. So they re-upped it by, like, redoing it. But I feel like 3D would be transformative enough if you did it right. To convey the thing across.
Snow White is the next live action one we're getting, and it's just like...
I know. But, like, the Snow White story has been done, again, live action already. I don't understand why we need another one.
I'm just trying to think of, like, okay, so, like, a lot of Disney movies are classic children's literature.
Yeah, from the get-go, right.
So it's just like, okay, are there some other classic stories that we haven't really... had a new
done
twist
yet?
On.
Right? Can we let freaking Snow White die? Like, instead get
15 years ago we did get Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters.
That's true. We did get
Jeremy
that.
Renner.
Man, that popped up at one point again. I was like, I should rewatch that. That was a fun movie.
It's probably one of those movies where if you just turn your brain off and just enjoy the spectacle, it's probably fine.
Yeah, it was kind of in that genre of like, I don't know if you know like Underworld.
Yeah, I know Underworld.
Movie. Okay. So like it kind of fell into that, I feel like, era for me where I was like really into Underworld. This was kind of that dark, like random shit. Plus Hawkeye. I mean, it can't it can't fault Hawkeye.
I mean, I guess I don't really have anything against Jeremy Renner, but he's just like, yep, there's Jeremy fucking Renner.
There he is. He's the same fucking character he is in fucking Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like he's kind of one note. I heard that he had like a Jeremy Renner app, like an app that you can download to like keep up with all your Jeremy Renner news and stuff like that.
That's kind of gross.
It's too many apps. I don't want more apps.
Oh man, anytime something asks me to like download an app to, do their shit, like I feel like the most recent one was like all the airlines have their own apps now, like United or like Frontier
just let me
and
use
shit.
your goddamn website.
Just let me use your website. Like, what's the big deal? I don't understand.
It's like, I want to order Domino's on my phone. Go to the Domino's.com. To order online, download the Domino's app. Fuck you, I don't want to order.
Just let me use your website. What's the big deal? My phone is basically a computer still. Like, we don't need apps for the phone.
Because they want to do all the data tracking and crap like that.
It's so gross.
That's why, well, it's like, I mean, I haven't ordered from a national chain in a long time. I call up the local pizza places and get pizzas from them.
There you go.
That's the way to do it. But of course, I always like to find the place. You always got to be careful when ordering online from like pizza places because it's like, oh, okay, a little local pizza place. Then you find out it's just a ghost kitchen because there's so many goddamn ghost kitchens.
That's, oh my gosh. I can't even imagine. Yeah,
like,
that's.
Have you ever heard of the YouTuber Eddie Burbank?
No.
So he's just kind of, he started off doing like bad movie reviews, but then he's done like he's done like stuff where like him and like a friend went to every single rainforest cafe in the country in 2 weeks. But one of his more recent videos was him doing like an in deep dive on ghost kitchens, and he's like, so I went to my local DoorDash. And they have to put their address on there, so I got the addresses, and I found one address had 30 different restaurants on DoorDash.
Oh my god!
And then he says, "I'm just kidding. It was actually 45."
That's so bullshit.
I'm just kidding. It's actually 77. It's like 77 restaurants that appeared on his local DoorDash were all the same business in the same kitchen that wasn't an actual storefront. They just bought a building, put a huge kitchen in there, and then made 77 different fake restaurants that all do DoorDash and Uber Eats deliveries from the same location. Like,
that's crazy.
And he ordered the same sandwich from 12 different restaurants. Like, literally, exact same price, exact same description, and like 90% the same name. It's just like a beer battered cod sandwich, and like, yeah, because he just found it's just like, oh, so it's like a lot of these restaurants, it's like you see all these different restaurants, and like every menu on their item will have overlap with another one of their restaurants. But if you're looking at it, it's the illusion of choice when you really don't. Kind of like if you're going furniture shopping. I don't know if you have it around you, but you ever heard of Ashley Furniture?
Yes.
You ever heard of Furniture Mart?
I don't know.
Well, Ashley Furniture and Furniture Mart very often will
be like the same thing.
They're the same company, and they will often be within a quarter mile of each other.
Oh my goodness.
So that you'll go, it's like, well, we want to do some comparison shopping, so we'll go to Ashley, and then we'll go to Furniture Mart. All right, we've done our comparison, and we're going to get this one from Furniture Mart. And what you realize that you've really just gone to the same company store. Illusion, exactly. Illusion of choice. It's and ghost kitchen's the worst thing. So always try and find, like, if you're going to order from Uber Eats or DoorDash, look up the company and see if you can, like, actually find them on Google Maps with an actual location. And if you can't, don't order from them. Support actual local businesses, not these giant megacorps that are making literally dozens of fake restaurants and then exploiting, gig economy.
So shitty. Because like every time I order, like GitHub or DoorDash or something, I'm hungry. Like I'm legitimately hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to fuck with my hunger level,
Yeah. Well,
that's not okay.
there's another one that they found out that, hey, there's this pizza place that's popped up in a lot of cities that you can do Uber Eats from. It's called Pasquale's Pizza.
Mm,
So if you order Pasquale's Pizza, you're actually getting it from a different well-known chain. Want to guess what that chain is?
Papa John's?
Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, you don't order Chuck E. Cheese pizza. That's the crappy garbage pizza you eat while the kids are playing arcade games. Yeah. Wait, Dreyfrick actually likes Chuck E. Cheese pizza. Well, I guess they can't have good taste in everything. All right, well, this has been a lot of fun, but I think it's time to talk about a bird. You want to talk about a bird? I think we should talk about a bird.
Sure. Let's
All
talk about a bird.
Folks, it is time. Wait, let me make sure PowerPoint is off because don't want people seeing things not supposed to see yet. Oops, I accidentally closed the folder. 1 second. There we go. I have so many folders, so many subfolders, so many. Anyway, heading over to Bird of the Day. All right. Well, we got a wonderful bird today. We got a little small bird, kind of a little cutie today. It's
What bird? What bird?
a little cutie from Africa known as the red-billed quelea. And
You.
there's one, and there's another one, and there's another one, and there's another one, and there's a lot of them in this picture.
There's quite a few, yeah.
So the photographer found quite the flock today. They are many. That's a lot of little quailias. And, well, red-billed. I guess you can kind of tell why they're called that. They're kind of like, kind of have the same coloration as like a sparrow, but they got kind of fin-shaped beaked. They're bright red. Kind of cool. They're kind of cool. So, as I said, they are from Africa. So as you can see here, they are in sub-Saharan Africa. And kind of the big areas where you see that they are, those are like the thick jungles. So like they're not really in the thick jungles of like, the Congo and stuff like that, but very much in the savannas of like Kenya, Tanzania, all the way down to South Africa. Lots of those countries are going to see these little fellas flying around. So pretty widespread, because you got to remember, Africa's big. Africa's really big.
Yeah.
But they are just small little fellas, only about 4.7 inches long, with an average 5.1 inch wingspan. So just tiny little guys. I mean, a little bit bigger than like a house sparrow or a finch, but not quite as big as a robin. Weighing about half an ounce to a little under an ounce. As typical with a little bird, living about 2 or 3 years in wild is their average lifespan. But they usually die unnatural deaths because it's a scary world out there for a little bird, and there's a ton of predators and a ton of things that eat them. Because one in captivity actually lived up to be 18 years old. So
Wow.
Yeah, a natural lifespan is probably about 12 to 15 years, but they can live up to 18 in captivity. And but yeah, in the wild, 2 or 3 years is about all they're gonna get. They obviously are a passiform, the little tiny perching bird. That's the most common type of bird in the world. And the family of Plosidiidae is a weavers. So in a previous bird of the day, I covered the sociable weaver. So they are in the same family as those little guys. And, well, get into why they're called weavers, because it's how they build their nests. They literally take long strands of grass and they, weave a little basket. They're the little basket weavers.
That's so cute.
Yeah. So they'll gather around and they'll just, get twigs and leaves and grasses, and they will weave a little nest, and then inside that little basket, they'll gather mud and smaller stuff and make a nice little cup for their eggs. They find areas where there's a whole lot of trees, and though they will nest around the same area as many of the other weavers, and some of these colonies of nests can have literally millions of nests. That's an extreme example, but on average there's going to be hundreds or thousands of nests within the size of a football field. It's crazy. It's crazy. And the interesting thing is that the males do all the nest building. And part of what they do is they build a nest to be like, hey, baby, look at my awesome nest. Look at this cool nest I built. And the females will be like, he did build a good nest. I will let him have my babies. And then they will mate. But also, the color of the plumage has to do with it. So during the mating season, the males, when they, when they molt their feathers and grow new ones, the ones that they grow during the mating season are going to be brighter in color and more vibrant. So that's another thing the ladies are looking for.
Yeah.
But they are not monogamous birds in the slightest. They are going to have a mating pair every season, but ornithologists have found that a male will mate with a female, and that female will lay eggs. But that male's also probably going to be mating with other females, and that female is also going to be mating with other males. They sleep around a lot. So they found in 80% of nests, the male that is tending to them is not the biological father. But you think of it as a species survival standpoint, that doesn't really matter. As long as there's a father there to help protect the nest, help incubate and feed the chicks, it doesn't really matter if they're his or not, because even though he's helping raise some other male's chicks, well, some other male is helping raise his chicks.
His chicks, yeah.
So, yeah, it
just makes sense, I feel like,
Yeah, it works out for them.
From a good dad standpoint.
Yeah, and the dads
just
are
raise
good
the
dads.
chicks.
Yeah, so he'll incubate. Well, the female will go out and eat, and then she'll return to the nest, and he'll go out and eat, and they take turns. And then they both will feed the little babies when they're born. Most clutches are going to be 3 eggs, but sometimes there's only 1, but also seen as many as 5. And then they'll often have multiple clutches per year. So they'll, 6 or 9 is not uncommon for these little fellas, especially in sub-Saharan Africa. It's not like they have a winter season, so their mating season can end up being a little bit longer because they don't have to worry about winter in most of where they live.
That's true.
And then if a baby is born, a baby that's going to be born this spring, well, next spring they'll be ready to have their own babies. So they reproduce quickly, real quickly.
It's good all around. Lots of all that fun reproducing.
Yep. But most of the year, they eat seeds and grains and stuff like that. But during mating season, they tend to eat more bugs, especially the females, because that protein helps them grow the eggs inside their belly. But then also, they feed their babies almost exclusively bugs, because that bug protein is good to help a little baby bird grow. So it's kind of interesting. Different time of year gives them different diets. They switch it up. Now, I mentioned in that first picture that there are many. I mentioned that they have millions of nests in a colony. And I've mentioned how quickly they breed, because there's a little thing about these birds that makes them special. Something that makes them stand out amongst all birds. And the fact is that they are the most populous wild bird in the world. There are more red-billed quellias than any other type of wild bird, with an estimated population of about 1.5 billion.
Holy shit.
Billion. That is a lot. The only bird that outnumbers them in population is the domestic chicken. But I mean, for obvious reasons.
Duh.
There's 80 billion domestic chickens. 79 billion of whom live in factory farms. So it's yeah. But no, these guys even outnumber, other than chickens, they outnumber all other domesticated birds. So turkeys, geese, ducks. Sorry, there's more quellias, because 1.5 billion is so many. And there's just so many of them. And so, yeah, that first picture you saw and this one right here, this is typical. They live in giant flocks of millions. They're so many, and they're actually there's so much that they're actually one of the few songbirds that's actually captured and eaten, especially the Hadjarai tribe of Tanzania, I believe it was, actually literally will cast a net out into a swarm of these, and then will like use their feathers for like decorative stuff, and then make like, I guess, little chicken nuggets out of them. I don't know.
Yeah, little fried chicken wings.
Yeah.
Basically, the whole bird.
But also because of their diet, their poop is actually a pretty good fertilizer, and with this many of it, there's enough of them that their guano can be collected and used as a pretty handy fertilizer. So I think that's kind of neat. And then farmers kind of have a love-hate relationship with them, because during breeding season, they are excellent pest control. They eat all those bugs. And then during non-breeding season, they are basically, well, as they call, the avian locust, because they will eat all the farmers' grains. So sometimes they're beneficial and sometimes they're not. But yeah, if you got grain-eating birds and there's millions of them, that can devastate a crop yieldage. It can be pretty bad.
Man, yeah.
There's just so many of them. They're just everywhere. Like if you're in the areas of Africa where they are, like this is just the common everyday bird that you see every day, everywhere.
Just a lot of poop.
Whether you're out in the savannah or in a city or suburban area, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. They're not as widespread as the house sparrow, but boy, I wonder if just like, are there other parts of the world where if they could become an invasive species? Like I bet there's parts of Asia and the Americas where if we were not careful, they could start taking over those areas too. I mean, that's what the house sparrow did. Yeah. But obviously being this many, there's a huge number. Like I was looking at the list of predators and it was too many to name. Basically, think of like any animal in Africa that could possibly eat a bird, and that's a predator for these guys because they're just everywhere. A readily available food source. Yeah, so many. 1.5 billion. I had to cover the most populous bird in the world at some point, and yeah, here we are. And the thing is, they're kind of cute. I think they're pretty cute little guys. So, yeah, here's an example of this is a quelea with an elephant for scale. Yeah. Look at that. Could you imagine seeing that? It's no wonder they're called the avian locust.
For real, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Honestly, this picture kind of scares me a little bit. Like, it looks like a swarm of bugs.
It feels like one of those moments, in a sci-fi movie that's on like another planet where they're like, "Oh, that's just a cloud in the distance," and then it comes and like consumes somebody down to their bones. That's what I feel like is about to happen to the elephant.
Well, and when they are in swarms, like in this picture here, from a distance, it probably does look like a plume of smoke.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen a giant starling swarm that looked like a cloud of smoke from the distance.
Exactly.
It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, my thoughts are just like, I guess I got nothing against these guys. They're just a cute little songbird, but it's just like, God damn. Keep yourselves in check, people. Oh, yeah. I suppose I normally have a little bit on that last slide about, where do they stand? What's their ranking on the endangered species scale? I don't think I need to tell y'all that these guys are of least concern. They're not under any threat of going extinct anytime soon. Alfred Hitchcock smiles from the grave. Yeah, God. Yeah, just could you imagine just being surrounded by a swarm of them? It's scary, scary. I'm not sure. I almost should have done these guys during October because I'm a little scared of them. There's just too many. They are legion. They are scary. I mean, they're cute little birds, but they're too many. They're too many. I'm not sure how I feel. Maybe like a C-tier bird for me. See, folks, I don't love every bird, but I do think they're cute. I think they do well. I mean, I love their nests. I love the weaving nests, and yeah, they're cool. So yeah,
individually cute.
Yeah, what
together scary.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna call this bird of the day done, and we're gonna get ourselves back to the studio. Let's go. Oh, yeah, I don't need the music anymore. All right. Well, we're on to our last segment of the show. And I'm going to have you play a little game. I always have I like to do a little trivia games, and I've got a
Oh,
little
God.
trivia game for you now.
I did so bad last one.
I actually don't remember how you did on Jet Birdie. Oh God, Giant Rodney!
It's in the middle of everything.
Yeah, he does it. It's kind of weird because when I scale up Rodney to that size, the impact site is never me. He like hits somewhere
Everything
near
else.
me. Like anything else, like I hit F9 and
Yeah.
that hit me. That hit me. That hit me. That hit me. I think it's I bet you could model some pretty nice 3D models for tits for the throwing system.
I do, and I think that's probably one of the like few commissions I'm going to keep open, just no matter what, is like throwable stuff, because it's usually so easy and fun to make. I like making throwables.
Nice.
It's chaos. I like helping with the chaos, you know?
We do like chaos. Yeah, ow. All right. Well, so the quiz that I have for you today is country or state. What is bigger? So what I'm going to give you is a country and a U.S. state. And you got to tell me which, by land size, is bigger.
Okay. All right.
It's going to be 15.
Cool.
It's going to be tough. Now, I will be showing pictures of you. Don't base it off the pictures because the pictures are not to scale with each other, okay?
Okay, good to know.
So if one looks bigger in the picture, that doesn't necessarily mean it's bigger. Don't trust the picture. All right. Well, we're going to start off with Rhode Island and Luxembourg. Two famously small things.
Oh my gosh. I have to imagine. I mean, Rhode Island is fucking small as fuck. I have to imagine. Oh god. But it could be the opposite, you know? Because fuck me.
Is bigger.
Rhode Island's bigger for once in its life.
Well, the correct answer is Rhode Island. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Because I'm a smarticle particle, obviously.
Yes, you obviously knew that one because you've memorized the landmass.
So much geography.
Yeah.
So much.
All right, next. Massachusetts or El Salvador? Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. I'm going to go with Massachusetts.
You're going with Massachusetts. Going 2 states in a row. And you would be correct. Massachusetts is slightly bigger. Yeah. Yeah, El Salvador's a pretty small little country down there.
It is pretty small.
Down by the Ific Ocean. Love the Ific Ocean. Yeah. How many smoots is it long? Several. It's several smoots long.
Several
smoots.
Many.
All right.
Many.
Minnesota, my home state, or Ghana?
Oh, God. Minnesota's surprisingly large, I feel like.
It's not too bad. I live in the Twin Cities, which is kind of like on the southeast side of it. It's about 3 hours up to Duluth. Yeah.
I want to say Ghana because I feel like on the world map that I remember having, it was a little bigger, but I don't know. Is there like the same option?
No. One of these is always bigger.
Okay. I have to go against my pattern, so I'm going Ghana.
You're gonna go with the country.
I'm gonna go with Ghana.
Well, good job because that's correct. All right, you are 3 for 3. Doing
Jesus,
great.
it's only like image remembering.
Yes. All right. Well, now we're going to stuff
Facial
that's a
awareness?
little bit bigger. Montana or
Oh.
Hasio's homeland of Deutschland.
Oh, I feel like Montana. Montana is like surprisingly large.
Montana is pretty big.
And lots of European countries are smaller than you think they are.
Okay.
It could be deceptively big, Germany, but I'm gonna go with Montana.
All right. right, we're going with Montana, and well, that's correct, Montana.
Holy shit! I really did not think.
But it's surprisingly well. But the thing is, it's actually kind of close. Montana's just a bit bigger than Germany, but yeah.
You know, it's funny that we're doing this theme for the quiz, Twig, because Leaf and I were literally just talking about the size of California population-wise versus like Canada and Australia.
Yeah.
Did you know California is bigger population-wise than either of those two countries?
California is bigger population-wise than something like 90% of countries.
It's crazy. I don't understand. Yeah. It's crazy.
And it gets just as many senators as Wyoming, who has a lower population than most Californian cities.
Yeah, which makes so much sense. I just love it. So much sense. Anyway, please continue.
You're 4 for 4. So how about... Well, we're going next door to Germany and going to Poland and also Arizona.
But Poland's like smaller than Germany, right?
Yes, but Arizona is smaller than Montana, so there you go.
Right, but Arizona is still rather large.
I've been to Poland. In fact,
really?
That city in the center over there. So that city in the center spelled Lodz.
Warsaw? No, Lodz? Okay.
Well, that's not how it's pronounced.
Oh.
It's pronounced Łódź.
Łódź.
Łódź. Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes like all the sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty cool though. Did you like Poland?
Yeah, it was a beautiful country, great landscape. So we spent most of the time in Łódź. Then we spent a few days in Warsaw, about half a week in Krakow, and a full day in Auschwitz. That was lovely. It was really interesting and important to see, but yeah.
I bet, yeah. Yeah. Well, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's a nice country. Yeah, it was a like 2.5 week study abroad thing I did in college. It's neat.
Oh, that's very fun. Yeah. That's very fun.
Yes, but is Poland bigger or smaller than Arizona?
Smaller than Arizona?
Okay,
Arizona's bigger.
You're going with Arizona. Correct answer is Poland. No, Poland is a little bit bigger than Arizona.
Wow. Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah. All right. South Carolina or Panama?
Oh, South Carolina.
Oh, you're saying South Carolina's bigger?
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely looks bigger in this picture here. But you sounded pretty confident in that. Well, you're right. South Carolina is bigger.
Okay. I was going to double questioning myself.
Yeah, fun fact about Panama is like, so you could drive from like certain parts of Alaska all the way down to southern Panama. And you could drive from the southern tip of Argentina all the way up to southern Panama. But there's a 40-mile stretch at that southeastern tip that has no roads connecting it and is completely uninhabited jungle land.
Oh, wow.
And that's the only break in roads between the Americas.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun. I mean, not fun in the if you had to drive it way, but like fun in the trivia way, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get it.
I get it. I definitely get it.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. Maryland or Rwanda?
Maryland
or Rwanda. It's tough.
Maryland's so tiny though.
But yeah, Maryland's one of the it's a weird shaped state.
Yeah. It's a confusing state because it like has a state inside of it, but like Washington's not a state. It's like a thing, but it's like a state.
Southern area, the southern borders are going to be like all rivers and water features, and then the top and right are going to be straight lines.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Rwanda.
You're going to go with Rwanda. And you would be incorrect.
Maryland
is a little bit bigger. Maryland does have the busiest flag in the Union, but it's a cool flag. It's one of those flags that like breaks rules of lexilology, but is just so cool in its design that it's okay.
I feel like there's got to be more of those flags that break those rules because there's been, because Like Colorado's state flag is like a little funky compared to like traditional state flags.
Yeah. Hey, as long as your state flag isn't your state seal on a field of blue, I'm just happy.
Then you're good. Then you're fucking won.
Yeah, I mean, Minnesota had that, and now we have a cool flag instead of our seal on a blue background.
Yeah, Colorado has a flag type that people have got really funky, cool tattoos based off of now.
Yeah,
so,
Colorado's got a cool one.
It's fucking dope.
I like New Mexico's flag. It's so simple, but just perfect.
There's a state that had recently started redesigning their flag.
Yeah. It's
oh
Minnesota.
yeah, New Mexico's is good. Is it Minnesota? Okay.
Yeah, it's Minnesota. Yeah, they just made the decision, and over the next year, they're gonna be.
There were some cool ones in there. There were some good options.
They were. I personally think it should have been the loon that was shooting her laser out of its eye, but I guess the committee didn't think that was proper.
I mean,
it's kind of funny because like they had like a submission thing and you could upload your own design, and there were some really crazy ones. One person literally just uploaded a photo of their dog.
That's great. I mean, you like, of course, why not?
Yeah. But I think they made.
I do like the laser eyes.
I think they made the right choice in the end. It's simple, beautiful.
Yeah, and a funky color, like funkier colors than on most state flags. I feel like
it's good.
It stands out.
It does. And that's what one needs to do. It needs to be identifiable at a distance.
Exactly.
All right. Next question. New Mexico or Vietnam? I noticed that I've been giving you a lot of these, like, here's something that's generally uniform in shape, and here's something that's completely crazy in shape.
Here's a square ass shape, and then here's a squiggly ass shape. Figure it out. Thanks so much. Love that.
Yeah, Vietnam is a weird shaped country. It's just like, hey, Laos, you don't get any coastland. It's ours.
But I mean, that food though, so good.
Well, it's like, actually here in the Twin Cities, we have a lot of Hmong people, and Hmong people are from Laos and Vietnam and Cambodia.
Okay.
Kind of like a ethnic group that doesn't have their own country. And so there's a lot of really great Hmong restaurants around here.
Oh, I bet that's delicious.
Mm-hmm. But now the question is...
What's bigger? Yeah. I'm gonna go with Vietnam because I feel like New Mexico is the obvious choice, so I'm gonna go with the not obvious choice.
Okay. Well, good job, because that's correct.
Hell yeah!
Vietnam. I've heard especially the coastal areas of Vietnam. I've seen photos and stuff, and it just looks absolutely gorgeous. To like go through like a boat ride on those places where there's like those really heavily vegetated islands and just like cruise through the boat just seems so amazing.
Where it's all just lush greenery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We got some good drinks.
Well, we were talking about California earlier. Now here's two that are actually kind of similar in shape.
Yeah, they really are.
California or Sweden?
Oh, and I've been to both. So, and I have no idea. I feel like this is one of, population-wise, I feel like California would win.
Oh, absolutely.
Knowing what I know now.
Because it's like California has Sacramento, Oakland, San Francisco, San Diego, Los Angeles. Sweden has Stockholm.
Yeah, and Stockholm is not that crazy. Yeah. Like, it's busy, but it's not crazy.
Obviously, Sweden has cities other than Stockholm, but like none that.
But that's the big one, you know.
Yeah.
That's the one you like know of.
Yeah, Hasio's like, remember the projection problem. Yeah, that's a true thing. It's just like anything that's further north, it's gonna seem bigger than it actually is. But what do you think is bigger, California or Sweden? Hollywood
let's see.
or IKEA?
Hollywood or IKEA? Let's go with Hollywood then, just based off that analogy.
Okay, well, you're wrong.
Like
Sweden is bigger.
No!
Sweden is bigger.
IKEA wins.
IKEA's a big store. Yeah, it's a big store.
That is true. That's true. You can get lost in there.
Okay.
It's a state all of its own, IKEA.
All right, now here's two kind of similarly shaped ones.
Kind of
Indiana
similar.
Or Portugal?
I
Yeah,
feel
it's
like
kind of
my
funny. We always talk about like these big colonial powers and how bad they were, and like we talk about France and Spain and the UK especially and Italy, and then Portugal is just like, well, we did a lot of that too, but nobody actually thinks of us as being colonizers anymore, so we're just gonna kind of sneakily be here.
Portugal, the one thing I like know, I guess, more distinctly about Portugal, and of course, I'm one of those people that doesn't like necessarily like to be wrong, so I'm like, I could be completely wrong about this, but I think it was Portugal, was that they have a really great like substance use program where they decriminalized it completely, and they're like, they'll get you completely set up.
Like actually give people treatment instead of
Yeah, like
criminalizing
actually
them.
doing good shit instead of like fucking punishing people for something that's out of their control. They like they had this like big experiment where they just straight up decriminalized everything and actually put in programs to support folks with housing and job searching and like stuff like that. And it turned out to work really well.
Yeah, because turns out just punishing people for doing it and just having a hard
It was fuck all.
But actually, like curing the demand does more to bring down drug dealers than violence ever can.
Yeah, who thought? Who would have thought?
But it seems like people in the chat are very much slamming on Indiana because it's like, I can think about it like you think of like Hollywood movies and TV shows and stuff, and like most cities, you can probably find something that takes place there. I can't think of a single movie or TV show that takes place in Indianapolis.
Parks and Recreation, honey.
Takes place in Indianapolis?
In Indiana, the state.
I did not know that. I've never watched Parks and Rec. So.
Well, Parks and Rec is amazing.
Okay, well, I stand
you should
corrected.
watch it.
I stand corrected. Thank you.
I just rewatched it, okay. So like
I've never seen Hoosiers either, Vantai.
Don't know Hoosiers, yeah, don't know that one, but
okay, everybody's proving me wrong. I'll just shut up now.
Yeah, you brought it on with that one. I'm gonna go.
You want to say? You know what city that nothing ever takes place in? Is Fargo. Even though there's a TV show and movie named after it, they don't take place in Fargo. They take place in Brainerd and Bemidji and the Twin Cities. They don't actually take place in Fargo.
What digs? The opportunity was right there.
But the question is, which is bigger?
I'm going to go with Indiana.
You're going to go with Indiana? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you'd be correct.
Hell yeah.
Yay, Indiana. Go Colts. I think they're out of the playoffs.
Who
cares?
I don't do sports.
Come on, today's the final day. The final game of the NFL season is taking place right now.
Oh, okay.
You don't care.
Good for them. Go sports.
All right,
people.
Well, we've got two kind of small.
Oh, the Netherlands.
Oh, you think the Netherlands is bigger? Well, you said that awfully quickly.
Now I question, but yeah.
Okay. But does the Netherlands have pine barrens? Actually, they probably do.
Look, the Netherlands has Amsterdam, and I'm all for that. I live in Colorado.
Yeah, but New
we're
Jersey
friends.
has Atlantic City.
And gambling is better than weed. Why?
Okay, look. How much tourism has Amsterdam lost in the last 10 years due to us legalizing weed in so many places in the U.S.?
That's a good-ass question.
I bet...
Cheaper to come to Colorado than fucking Amsterdam.
Look, weed is legal in my state now, and they sell large packs of gummies at my local smoke shops.
Nice.
And so I cut the gummies into small pieces because, like, each gummy
because you have to.
Because they're like 250 milligrams per gummy.
Holy shit! Yeah.
So I cut them into like 8 or fewer pieces, or 8 or more pieces. But I did the math. That ends up being like 25 cents a trip.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
I thought drugs were supposed to be expensive.
See, this is why I wanted to start my bakery. Bakery. Was because I feel like a lot of the baked goods with weed, like brownies, cookies, whatever, are just so high that you end up having to cut it into such a small amount, and then you've eaten such a small amount of cookie that you want more cookie, but you can't eat more cookie because all you have is the weed cookie, and it's just a problem.
Yeah, most people are going to want to have like 5 to 10 milligrams. So like, yeah,
exactly.
5 to 10 milligrams. Oops. bake 5 to 10 milligrams into a single cookie.
And at that amount, it still fucking tastes like a cookie instead of these super high amounts that end up just tasting like weed, and it's not a great time.
And you're here to have a good time.
Right, and you're here to eat a whole ass brownie or a whole ass like scone or cookie or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. But you're gonna stick with Netherlands as your vote for this.
I'm gonna stick with it. I'm probably wrong, but I don't care.
But you're not. You're not wrong. The Netherlands is bigger.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's actually about twice the size of New Jersey. So yeah, you're good on that one.
Oh, twice the size. Oh shit. Yeah. Okay, I'm really good.
They have a lot of islands that add up. As far as New Jersey has a lot of islands too, but you know.
I get it.
Supposedly, Bob's Burgers takes place in New Jersey.
I know. That's so weird to think about.
Just like, yeah, you like look at all those like little small jagged islands on a supposedly it takes place on like by one of those in a fictional city, but you know.
We were wondering the other day how big Boys for Now was. Like if it was just a New Jersey thing or if it was like an actual like national like an actual big boy group.
I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be like the One Direction of the world.
Yeah, I have to imagine something because Leaf was making the point of Bobo like coming to Wonder Wharf.
Boo Boo is Harry Styles.
Boo Boo? Yeah, I was like, Boo Boo was coming to Wonder Wharf? And I was like, that's because his song was about a roller coaster. Like, that wasn't because of anything other than the fact that they had a roller coaster there nearby.
Look, it's the thing with any cartoon or TV show. A celebrity's going to come to a no-name town because they just want to make a cameo on it, not because it would make sense for that celebrity to actually be there.
Right. Yeah. So it's because the song was about a roller coaster.
Yeah.
No other reason.
and Wonder Wharf is the only roller coasters in the whole country.
Obviously.
All right. Well, West Virginia or Lithuania?
Lithuania.
Lithuania. Okay. It is Lithuania.
Hell yeah.
You're doing real good on this. You're doing real
I know. Good. I don't know how. It's magic. I'm just rolling with it.
I learned something quite disturbing a few weeks ago.
Oh?
So I'm sure you've heard the song Country Roads before, right?
Yes.
So, first line of the song is, Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Okay, so they mentioned two geological places, the Shenandoah Mountains and the Shenandoah River.
Okay.
The Blue Ridge Mountains and the Shenandoah River are not in West Virginia. They are in Virginia on the western side of Virginia.
What?
So the song Country Roads is not about West Virginia. It is about West Virginia.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Blew my mind. Like they showed the map of like, here's the Shenandoah River. Doesn't actually cross into West Virginia at all. Here's the Blue Ridge Mountains. I mean, there's some foothills of them that kind of are in West Virginia, but the vast majority of the Blue Ridge Mountains are in Western Virginia.
Oh my gosh, this was a thing for like 2 other states that it was like Kansas and somewhere else where it sounded too much like, oh, I can't remember. Stupid brain. Anyway, it was a funny fact.
All right. So, here we got a rectangular shaped and a crazy shape. We got Oregon and the United Kingdom.
Oregon and the United Kingdom. Oregon.
You're going with Oregon? Change it to Oregon? Okay. I mean, it's not fair. The United Kingdom's like 4 countries in one. It's not fair. But
I know.
But it is Oregon. You are correct. Yeah.
Oh, Arkansas. Yeah, that's it. It was like Arkansas and Kansas, but then they changed it to Arkansas.
Yeah. But then also Kansas City.
It was too close.
Kansas City being in Missouri and not Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, there is Kansas City, Kansas, but it's like a quarter of the size of Kansas City, Missouri.
Well, like, I don't know. There are like 4 cities in the U.S. named Paris. I don't know. It's just all fucked, you know?
Oh, God, there's a city in Minnesota. So, there's a lot of cities throughout the United States where they take the name of a European city and they just add the word new in front of it. You got New London,
New Paris.
York, New
Seriously?
Paris.
That's crazy.
So, but in Minnesota, there is a city called New and then Prague. So you're like, oh, they've named it after the city of Prague. But they don't call it New Prague. It's New Prague.
Because we're shitty white Americans.
Because
Got
shitty
it.
white Americans, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we call Deutschland Germany. That's why we call España Spain. That's why we call Nippon Japan. Because we don't like to call things what the people who live there call it.
Exactly, because we have to be special.
Gotta be special.
Yep.
All right. Now here's a fun one: Alaska or Libya.
Oh, Alaska.
I gone with Alaska. I was pretty quick on that one.
I mean, Alaska's just ginormous.
Yeah, well, guess what? Libya's bigger. Alaska is pretty big, but I think the size of Alaska is one of those things where the Mercator projection makes it look a lot bigger than it actually is.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Exactly, Diefed. It's the projection. That Mercator projection makes it. And Libya is actually a really big country. Like, Libya is huge.
Fair.
Yeah. All right, we got one more to go.
Okay, what you got?
2 other big places: Texas and Ukraine.
Oh, ooh, good last pairing.
Oh yeah. Well, everything's bigger in Texas, so we had to go to that. But I don't know, things pretty big in Ukraine as well.
It's not okay. All right, everyone in Texas thinks it's bigger in Texas, but it ain't.
Hasio would rather live in Ukraine. I don't know. I don't think I'd really want to live in either of them
At
right
the
now.
moment,
maybe Ukraine 15 years ago, but not right now.
At the moment, that's a hard one. I feel like I'd pick Texas. Not having to live with war trauma.
Yeah, I mean, at least if you live in
I would take no war trauma.
If you live in Houston or Austin, it's not too bad.
Yeah. God, I feel like that's a hard one. I feel like they're so close.
They are actually very close in size, so this is a difficult one.
Ukraine? Because, they have the bigger dick against Russia?
Okay. Whereas, Texas is just, they're like...
Texas is just kind of going along with
they
it.
They don't have the big dick,
Exactly. They're
Texas
trying to pretend.
Just overcompensating. Well, it is Texas. Texas is just a
little
bit
no! Fuck it.
Well, at the end of the quiz,
lame.
You have gotten 10 out of 15. Which is pretty
good.
I
mean, that's pretty good for pretty much guessing every time.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Random guesses would put you at 7 or 8, so you're ahead of the curve. So pretty good score.
I got it. Yeah, pretty good.
All right, well, that was fun. You were such a
that
great
was
guest,
fun.
And, really enjoyed talking with you. But
yeah, I really liked being on. I'm glad we got into a Bob's Burgers hole.
Me too.
Thank you for that.
I like how conversations can go like that. Yeah, I actually like the format today a lot better. Just having a free flow conversation.
Good.
Instead of just kind of going through. I mean, audience, what did you think? For people who are my regulars, did you like that better than me just going through the 13 questions?
You need to aggregate the data,
Yeah, I felt it was a much better flow. I really enjoyed it. It just felt like a more natural conversation. I think personally I felt it worked good. Yeah. Less by the numbers, exactly. Yeah, more natural. We liked it. But
I feel like there wasn't any pressure to get to any one question,
Yeah,
I
it's
could
just
let you take the
all right,
lead.
we're at about 8 o'clock, time for Bird of the Day.
Yeah.
Rather than us oh God, we got to rush through these last few questions. But
yeah.
But there was one important question that I didn't ask you that I do need to ask every single person.
Oh, no.
And what's your favorite bird?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I had a little story behind this. I think... Oh, fuck. What did I send you? I can't remember.
You sent me the burrowing owl.
Okay, so I at one time volunteered for this Birds of Prey, Audubon Birds of Prey Center near my house. And on the back porch, they had a couple, I'm pretty sure it was burrowing owls. They were tiny ass owls. But on the backboards, they had a couple that had this disease or some issue going on with them where they didn't shed their baby bird feathers, so they were always fluffy.
Aw.
Yeah,
Little
they was
fluffers.
so cute. But like, it was kind of sad because they couldn't, exist very well in the wild. They had to be kept by these folks. Obviously, well taken care of, but they were just so fluffy and adorable, and so that was my favorite. Partly because that reason, partly because they're just so tiny and cute, just regular. But yeah, they're very cute, tiny owls. I like those.
Yeah, they're just super cute, and there's a really great video of a guy like taking a box of them, and they're like all looking up terrified. He's just reaching in one by one and sitting them on the ground, and then like as soon as they're like let go, they look around and they see the little burrow, and then they just run into it. It's super cute.
They're just the most adorable tiny birds.
Yeah.
And I love them.
We love owls. Owls are so cute, but
Owls are great.
Drink some water.
Oh, gotta drink some water. All right, we're gonna drink some water, and then we're gonna head out.
Okay.
of here. So, well, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you, Axie, for being such a wonderful guest, and we will see you all next week. And we're gonna raid to Silkaya today, and yeah. Unless there's anything else you'd like to plug before we head on out of here.
No, I think I shamefully plugged everything I could plug.
You did. Check out Axie's stuff. Check out the commissions. And, well, everybody, hope you have a great rest of your week. And we will see you next week with more Sunday Dusk. See you later, folks.
Bye.
Ooh.